And we're back to main idea questions. So let's just read it, see what we get, and we'll go from there. Modern dog breeds are largely the result of 160 years of owners crossbreeding certain dogs in order to select for particular physical appearances. This feels just like a definition. Owners often say that some breeds are also more likely than others to have particular personality traits. Basset hounds are affectionate, boxers are easy to train. But, there you go. Kathleen Morrill and colleagues found through a combination of owner surveys and DNA sequencing of 2,000 dogs that while physical traits are predictably heritable among purebred dogs, behavior varies widely among dogs of the same breed. So let's focus on that but, right? Notice how that word stuck out to me because that's like a logical word, right? It's telling us we're going to say one thing and then I'm going to contradict it in some way. Owners say that some breeds have particular personality traits, but this study says otherwise. So somehow the main idea is about whether or not the personality traits are passed on, are part of the breed, part of the genetics. So we could write that. Yeah, dumb summary, personality, not genetic. Okay. A, dog breeds would not exist without many years of human intervention in dogs' reproduction. I mean, that's probably true, but notice that has nothing to do with the personality traits. So I just know that's wrong because the dumb summary, the thing that is like central to this passage is just not even mentioned in this choice. So that's probably a true thing. I don't know about dog evolution, but it seems like we wouldn't have chihuahuas if not for humans being like weirdly interested in making chihuahuas. Okay. B, research fails to confirm a commonly held belief about dog breeds and behavior. So notice it's much softer. It's much weaker than what I said, right? My dumb summary is much more specific, but can we prove anything wrong about this? Research fails to confirm a commonly held belief. Is it commonly held? Well, it's commonly held because owners often say it about dog breeds and behavior. It's about the breeds. It's about the behavior. Notice that the choice is not saying the specifics, that the behavior is not like tied to the breed. It's not getting that specific, but it's kind of dancing around that idea. Fails to confirm is a very strong phrase, but remember that's what they said, that she did this study and it turned out that that pretty extensive study proved what most people think is wrong. So there's a lot going for this choice here. It doesn't jump out as being right because it's not mentioning the specifics of what the passage is saying, but that's a very common SAT move, is to kind of weaken the choice so that we're less likely to pick it because it's missing those key words. But let's look at C and D. The dog breeds most popular among owners have often changed over the past 160 years. So most popular, often, this is not about what dogs people like. It's nothing to do with that. So there's a lot of problem words, a lot of quantifier words here that bother me. D, a study of dog breeds is notable for its usage of both opinion surveys and DNA sequencing. Well, the sequencing is there. Is it? I guess it does have owner surveys. Here's a good example where I would say the trap here is a main character, even though we're not talking about people in either case, right? The main character of choice D is the study, right? It's saying, oh, this is a really important study. But the passage isn't like making a big deal about the study. The study is part of it. It's a way of disproving this commonly held belief, but it's not like going on and on about how amazing and innovative this study is. It's much more about the belief that the study, I guess in this case, contradicted, right? So the main character of the passage is the belief. The main character of choice D is the study. Now, going back to B, right, it seems to still talk about the research, but notice it's really the belief that kind of does shine more in that choice. So maybe I'm being too nitpicky here. I would not be at any doubt about what the right answer is. B is 100% right. I would be very sure of that on the test. But I can kind of see why there are some very specific ideas that were mentioned in the passage that are then mentioned in the choices that might lure you in, and that the right answer does not include as many specifics. So that's just a reminder that, like, don't just see a word in one place and see a word in the choice and then say, oh, those must be the same thing. They both say the same word. It's more deep than that. We're not looking for repetition of words. We're looking for repetition of ideas. And there's lots of ways to think about that, but you've got to be careful. Sometimes the idea will get weakened in the answer choice, and that's okay. That's what the SAT does a lot.